All right, and we are recording. Welcome to Peaked in College. This is episode 8, I believe. Is that right, Craig? Fact check me.
Uh, yes. I
Episode
don't
8.
know.
All right, well,
Your
thank
guess
you.
is as
Thank
good
you,
as
everyone,
mine.
all our loyal fans for listening for 7 episodes. This is episode 8. We have a special, very special guest coming off a very special moment. We wanted to bring him on. This is like Sports Center when they bring on someone right after their game. We got Nate Morehauser. Big moment for Nate, new fiance. Congratulations, Nathan.
Thank
Very
you.
proud
And
of you.
Eden.
Yeah,
Eden's the
congrats,
real
Eden,
winner.
as well. Eden's a loser in this situation, unfortunately, for getting stuck
Yeah,
with Nate
that's what I
forever.
meant.
I was gonna
Nate's
say,
the winner. Eden's a loser.
you peaked in college. I definitely peaked in college. So
Oh boy. All right, yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Nate.
hey, appreciate it coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa, where it all started.
Yeah,
But
we're
yeah.
all spread out in different cities, man. Des Moines, we got one in Louisville. I'm in Iowa City. Go Hawks. It's crazy.
But yeah.
What are you gonna say, Craig?
I was gonna say Nate took cuffing season a little too seriously, but I mean, good for you.
Cuffing season. It comes every fall. You got to
I've
be.
got one funny story about Nate.
Okay, I'm ready for it. Let's
And
hear it.
Just one.
You two live together, right?
Nate and I?
Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 years.
Yeah.
Two
it-
miserable long years. Oh no, 3 years if you add the dorm too.
Because it was it freshman, sophomore, and junior year, or
Sophomore,
Sophomore.
junior, and senior.
okay? And who'd you room with freshman year, Nate?
I roomed with a guy named Foster Mudge.
Foster, that's right. That's right.
Johnny
I will.
about a month.
Nate was almost my freshman year roommate, but I never knew it. I posted on the Drake freshman or first year, group Facebook page where, people were like, hey, I'm looking for a roommate. I'm a chill dude who likes sports and music and hanging out with friends. So I made one of those posts. A couple dudes hit me up. Most seemed pretty whack. One seemed normal, so I roomed with him. Little did I know, though, that I was like private on Facebook, and Nate had slid into my DMs, but it was like rejected because we weren't friends. So we never were roommates because I didn't understand technology.
Nate was probably so thirsty, just like messaging everyone on the board to try to be roommates with him. And then he got
Hey,
stuck in Foster Mudge.
I think
what do you think about the Iowa Hawks?
me and Craig were hanging out like sophomore year, and I was like, Craig, I thought I messaged you to be your roommate one time. Or he like found it or something and put all the puzzle pieces together, and it was pretty depressing on my side of things. But
I
I'm gonna
bet
quick see if I can find it.
I bet Eden would agree that you dodged a bullet there, Craig.
Oh, for sure.
I ended up getting a room right next door to David, and that's probably how it all started with me and David.
The rest is history, yeah.
I've got his message. He said, hey man, I was just reading the Drake Facebook page and saw your post. I'm really into sports, friends, and music. You probably have a roommate, but if not, I think we would get along very well. Even if you do, I'd like to get to know you. Hopefully see you in the fall, Nate.
How generic is that?
Friends and music.
What guy going into college isn't into sports, friends, and music?
Why did you sign your name like an old man in a letter?
Nate.
Like grandpa and grandma?
Yeah. No, that's funny. That's classic. It's a little embarrassing, but hey, you know what, it is what it is. And now you guys are friends. It all worked out in the end, right?
Now we're famous on YouTube.
Yep. You're both my receivers in flag football, so we're able to build some chemistry that way. So good. Well,
I think about that pass you threw me in Lincoln quite a bit.
yeah, no, I think about it every night before I go to sleep.
All right. Anyway.
Against the Air Force C team. So, Nate, let's talk about this engagement, okay? I'm really proud of you. It was a big move. I really never thought it would come. But you met a very sweet woman. You've been dating for a long time. I always thought you would propose on the 18th green of some golf course, but you decided to, use her best wishes and interests in mind. So walk us through your thought process going into it. Were your palms sweaty? Were you nervous? Were you freaking out? Talk to us through it.
All right. Yeah. So I'll knock this one right out of the gate. It definitely was not a surprise. So we kind of, it was in her best wishes and my best wishes as a purchaser of an expensive item. I wanted to get her something that I knew she would like. I didn't want to get something really off the wall and like it wasn't any of her interests. So we went and we picked out a ring together. So that was step one. I know everybody has their own opinions on how to do these things. But
Well, I feel like a lot of people do that. Like you want to pick out,
yeah,
you're spending a lot of money, you want it to be something they like.
Especially these days.
Usually you go and get ideas together, and then like the guy will make the ultimate decision, and it'll be kind of a surprise if he got it, not if he got it, but when he gets it, and things like that. So we bought the ring, or we didn't buy the ring together. We picked out the ring together.
You split it 50-50?
No, dude, we did not spend 50.
So what was her go-to ring pop flavor? Which one did you guys ultimately decide on? Was she a blue raspberry type person?
Raspberry, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So she's a big Halloween buff, so she loves everything Halloween. And so we had a big Halloween bash party planned already in the works before any of this engagement stuff started happening. And so once I had the ring on order, I thought it'd be a good idea. All of our friends are coming into town from out of town, and 30 people coming to. I invited you, Dave.
All their friends are in town.
Craig, you're a little far away.
Yeah.
So everybody's coming into town. You know, it'd be a good time to celebrate Halloween and a ring. So I did it a couple hours before the Halloween party on our back porch. I can throw pictures in the comments below of the setup if needed. But yeah, it was nice. Our back porch is one of our favorite spots at our new house. So
You just had to make Halloween all about yourself, huh?
absolutely, all about
It was
you.
nice.
That's a good idea. I mean, you're able to celebrate with your loved ones afterwards, and you know, it's a big moment for both of you. So having everybody there, I'm sure, was pretty important.
Yeah, it was a good time. She gave me a lot of ones that she didn't want. So like not at Christmas, not in front of the whole extended family. You know, I had some guidelines to work with. So not
But
at
you had
a,
no idea.
not
that
on
was
an
Halloween.
green probably. That's probably a given.
Is Eden the Grinch? She didn't like it to be around Christmas, or what?
No, Eden's not the Grinch. She just loves Halloween more than Christmas.
So okay, so you talked about how you bought a ring together. Like I feel like that's pretty normal. Like where they're able to tell you what they want, and then if you're spending so much money, like it's good to know what they want, I guess. But was the actual proposal a surprise? Like, was she surprised, or was she like, did you guys talk about it the night before? Like, I can't wait to pop the question tomorrow.
No, but she did. I think she did have a good idea of when, like, it was happening that weekend. I don't think she knew exactly when or how, and it was still a surprise because I got cupcakes. I had her friends like set it up as a surprise outside. I had some music playing, like a special song. Like I had pictures of us like posted on our back porch everywhere. So like how I did it, I think was more of the surprise.
What song?
It was for those Schitt's Creek fans out there, it was Simply the Best.
The best.
Schitt's Creek. Yes.
You're a basic B word.
Basic. But still
So
That's a good song. That's heart touching.
So how did you bring it out? Did you have like a dozen cupcakes and they all had like the spider rings in them, and then you just stuck your ring in one of them and handed her the cupcake, or how did you eventually pop
I had
it?
the ring in a bowl of candy, like trick or treat. So it was in a big Halloween jack-o'-lantern bowl of candy, and I just reached my hand in and grabbed it out. But so the initial plan, here's where it gets fun. So the initial plan was we were gonna go take pictures. We have a cemetery right across the street from us. We were gonna go take pictures with the cemetery in the background, not disrespectful, but like with it just in the background.
Super romantic. It's,
right.
Yeah, it's romantic, not
Halloween. I wasn't gonna propose at the cemetery. Stories.
Yeah, you can have the ghost of Mr. Smith putting his arm around you while you guys are taking a picture.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand.
You got people next to you weeping, like putting flowers down.
And so as we were doing that, her friends were gonna set up the porch. We were gonna come back and the porch was gonna be set up and whatnot. However, Eden decided to take 3 hours to get ready for Halloween in her witch costume and her makeup and the whole 9 yards. That probably plays into her knowing it was gonna happen around this time. She wanted to, have everything ready to
She
go.
doesn't want to look like just any other witch. It's a big day.
Yeah.
For her, yeah.
yeah.
Felt the pressure as well, I think. And so I finally just, while she was getting ready and I knew it was going to take another hour, we just set up the porch while she was upstairs and just took her outside after that. So yeah,
All
a
right.
little audible there at the last minute as I was nervous all day.
So then you grab the bowl, you grabbed first a Snickers, then a Butterfinger, and then finally the ring.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I ate a couple pieces, put a ring pop on my own finger.
That's good. That's good. You deserve a ring as well, Nate.
Hey, man. Yeah.
You might get it
That's the
someday.
other thing. When do I get the ring?
It's a total scam, dude. We I think buy like 4 different rings, and then we get like a little band that now they start making them like out of plastic and rubber and stuff, and that's like the style to go with. I want like a baller like diamond wedding band,
David's ring is going to be like a JV high school championship ring.
No, we didn't have playoffs in JV, Craig. Everybody knows that. They ended our season short. So Nate, you hinted at it. You proposed on your back porch, the favorite spot of your house that you own together. Talk us through Craig and I just being apartment dwellers. Talk us through the homeowner process, and you're now just like, I feel like you're just advancing in life at rapid steps. So talk us through that process.
Yeah, you're rolling tens on the game of life. Like you're getting speeding tickets.
Yeah, you don't belong in the show, man. You are peaking post college.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. So you want me to tell you the entire process of buying a house? Is that
No, I don't want you to tell. We don't have time for that. I just want you to give us a quick elevator speech of how that whole process was. Was it stressful? Like, what have you done to your new house? Did you have to make any improvements?
Yeah. So like March of this year, our lease was up in June, I believe, at our old apartment, and we lived together in an apartment for a year. And so in March, we met with a realtor on a Thursday. This is when the housing market was just absolutely nuts. I don't know if it still is. I think it still might be a little bit. We met with a realtor on Thursday. They gave us like a little portal of like all of our preferences and like some houses that were available on like the next Monday. And then we were already touring this exact house I'm sitting in on Wednesday. So about 6 days later, it moved quick. So over the like weekend, we had to like kind of sit down and be like, the first one we look at is what we want. We got to put an offer in. So that part of it, I think, was a lot different than a lot of other people's. I've heard people look at like 30 or 40 houses, and that was definitely not our experience. We looked at this house for an hour and had an offer in.
Well, I think like when you guys were buying a house, I mean, people were like putting offers in without even having inspections done and putting in over asking and everything. So yeah, you don't have really the time or the resources to be like touring multiple houses at this point with the market how it is.
Yeah, we kind of had to set our like preferred budget like a little lower just so that we were ready to offer above what they were asking. And luckily we got it right at list price, but turned out pretty good.
Cool.
But yeah, the location, we looked at it for an hour. The location, the garage, and the backyard kind of sold it.
Did it just feel right? Like, was it like when we were walking through, like, oh, this is it?
I mean, my nature is to like, I definitely wanted to look at the house for more than an hour before being like, okay, let's put an offer in. But I think like the things like the basement or the garage or the yard, definitely location for sure. Like the location is perfect, what we wanted. And so then we did some work to the rest of the house, and that's kind of how I didn't love it, if that's what you're asking, as we were walking through it the first time. I wasn't like, this is absolutely perfect, but like I knew there was some good bones to it and a good basis. So good price, we went for it.
What did you love about the location? Just because it was by a cemetery and by Waveland Golf Course, or what?
Yeah, I was like,
we want to get engaged, bro.
Proposal.
Yeah.
Eden loves Halloween.
Yeah, it's right in between, basically the distance from here to downtown and the distance from here to West Des Moines, exact same. So it's sort of Drake neighborhood, I would say, a little bit outside, but still in the realm of a 5 or 10 minute drive down to the Knapp Center, and it just is right in the part of Des Moines we like the best. So yeah.
Awesome.
Do you go to Fernando's to get burritos a lot?
I haven't been there.
That'd be dangerous for me.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while. There's a new place over by Drake called Lucky Horse. We've been there a ton. It's like a new bar down in Dogtown. I don't know if you guys have been there.
His Drake neighborhood is popping. I was seeing pictures or videos the other day. A little shout out Michael Admire. That guy's like everywhere on my Twitter feed with Drake stuff. But he was like talking about the new scene over by campus, and it's just crazy like how much it blew up from the time we were there.
It's pretty sweet. Still got the old basics of Peggy's and West End, but it's blowing up.
You still going to Peggy's, hanging out with the Fijis?
We went last year during relays. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fair. Going during relays, you got to go.
Right.
Well, speaking of Drake, shout out men's and women's basketball. That's starting up and getting rolling here. So, women's basketball, we got new era. Jenny's gone. We got Allison Pullman taking over at the helm. Couple former players that Craig and I used to practice against, Courtney Rush and Becca Hittner on staff. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the women have a good year.
It started off on a bang.
Yeah.
Last second, all right. I mean, there's like less than 5 seconds when they hit that three. So
yeah, freshman
against Creighton too, right?
I think she was like the player of the year in Iowa, but her and DeVries' son were the players of the year, I think. And then she just walks in, first game winner. Like, that's pretty cold. And then the men's. I think the men's team is going to make some noise this year. I think we're going to make a tourney. Not only make it to the tourney, but make a run in the tourney. Mark my words.
I'm pretty pumped about the men, dude.
Like, I think we could have made a small run last year if we just didn't run into the buzzsaw that was USC, you know?
Yeah, the way Mobley's looking, like that team was good.
Yeah, they're really solid.
And two, Drake had a bunch of injuries.
Yeah, I feel like we always do, like towards the end of the year. So I'm hoping that the injury bug stays away and we can make a run at it.
Yeah, it is exciting. How awesome would it be if we were like a 4 seed?
I know.
Like, could be favored to win a couple of games.
Well, out of the Valley as a 4 seed.
Well, who knows? I mean, it would be like 2008 when we were like a 5 and we lost to Western Kentucky in like an upset. 2008.
That basketball game was my first basketball game that like I remember watching March Madness because I picked Western Kentucky to win. This is when I was like really young, and just crazy to think. Like I remember them hitting that shot. It was like almost a half court shot, and like I ended up going to Drake. And
maybe you should have went to Western Kentucky then, Craig.
I know. I have friends that went there now. I basically live right by there, so small world.
So Nate, I saw you going to a game. Are you going to try to get to a lot of games for the men's team this year?
Oh yeah, I have season tickets, general admission season tickets.
So you can sit wherever you like.
Exactly. Yes.
Shows
a big group of us have general admission tickets, and so we're going to be loud and proud. They serve nice beverages at the Knapp Center now, so that makes it really even a step above of where it was when we were in school. And it's just a fun place to go see a game.
What would it take for you to body paint at a Drake game? A big loyal game. Let's get a bet going.
If you asked 17-year-old Nate this question at like a high school football game, I would have like paid you to go with body paint, but I don't know about a Drake indoor facility.
What are you afraid of? You got a job? You got a fiance? You got a house?
You have a fiance. You're locked down, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You're good.
Okay, all right. If you can get 4 other people to spell Drake, I'm in.
No, I think it'd be funniest if you were just like the R by yourself or something.
You're like, what's going on? Nobody else painted.
And you just had like a sign saying like the rest of them are on their way.
I will find 4 other people to body paint with you at a Drake game.
I can already think of like 3 of them. So
yeah.
So I reached out to a good buddy and a good friend of the show, Josh McInerney, and asked him if he had any things that he wanted to ask Nate or Craig. And he said he wanted to know, what is the most awkward situation you've ever been in? Do you have any good stories for us, either Craig or Nate?
Awkward?
Yeah, like most awkward or uncomfortable situation you've ever been in.
It's like everyday life.
Every day is awkward.
I can think of one that was pretty awkward in the moment.
Okay.
It probably won't seem like a lot to you guys, but like I felt so awkward. Okay. So it was like, I think I was a freshman at Drake. This is Drake related too, so it fits right in. I was in quad. Freshman at Drake. I was in Drake choir. I think this was fall semester.
Oh, that's awkward, dude. That's so awkward.
Shut up. And there was a group of, I think, seniors in the choir who I'd known for like 2 months. And they're across the way at this table. And they like yell at me and say, like, hey, Nate, what up? Like, I don't remember what they said. And I like stopped with food in my hand and I was like, hey, so and so, and like went down the line of the whole booth and like named all of them. There was like 6 people at the table. And I named the first 5 and I got to the last girl. I got to the last girl and I was like, hey, and I just stood there and I didn't even like mumble anything and I was petrified because I totally blanked and everyone knew it and I didn't just keep walking or anything. But yeah, that's what first came to mind because that still kind of haunts me to this day. That was a pretty awkward moment for me.
That's pretty awkward. I would say that you always got to avoid the name drops because you lead to situations like that.
It was also like a good distance. Like it wasn't like I was right next to their table, so I was kind of yelling. And then so it was a whole scene as a freshman in college when you're trying to like just fit in and get by.
Yeah, that's a tough look. You should have said, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah.
Hey, lesson learned. Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Now you just go with what's up, guys.
Craig, any good stories?
Not really. I feel bad kind of piggybacking off of Nate's story, but I was out a couple weeks ago and I saw someone that I hadn't seen in Louisville for 4 months, and he's got a brother, and it was his birthday, and I said, hey, Tyler, and his name's Corey and his brother's name is Tyler. So I messed that up. He's like, bro, my name's Corey. I'm like I'm not, I was like, dang, like I've only had 1 beer. I'm like not even drunk. Like that's just on me. So that was awkward.
You should have just played it off like you were blacked out drunk and you were just
Yeah.
like, oh, my bad, dude. You guys look the same.
Just kept calling him Tyler like it was like a joke.
Yeah, I should have. That's why it was so awkward because I just, I had the opportunity to start some, inside joke and just choked.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough when
I
you're
feel
not
like
thinking on the fly.
names are the worst because I feel like now I'm a little older. I'm not bad with names, but I'm not good with them. And it's when I let my guard down a little bit. Like you said, it's like that 6th person or that random person I'm not expecting to see out at the bar, but I do. That's when I get caught. Like if I know, I'm going to a group and I might see these people, like I've got it down. I practice. I go on Facebook. But if it's, if I'm not expecting it, that's when I mess up.
I think it's always an awkward interaction when like you bump into people at like a bar or something that you like follow on social media or you're friends with, but you like never talk to in person. And you're like, what do you say? Like, how do you like what are you how are you supposed to interact? Like, hey, I think we follow each other on whatever it is.
So
or do you pretend like you have no idea who they are and just like introduce yourself,
That's usually what I go with. I'm like, I just act like I've never seen them in my life.
Yeah, but like you've like follow each other and you've liked like every picture that they've
Yeah,
posted.
hopefully they play along and they're like, yeah, I don't know who this guy is either. But like,
that's always a tough scene, I think.
I have a question for y'all. What percentage of Instagram pictures do you like? Because I like 95%. Like I think it's mean to not like something. Like I'm like, you know what? If this person thinks that it's worth it to them to post, I will support that.
No, I'm on Team Craig on this one. I would say that
Okay.
I give out likes like candy at a parade, dude. I don't know what it is, but like if I'm gonna go through Instagram or whatever it may be, it's like not Twitter because this is different because Twitter I like to only give likes to things that like openly make me laugh. So that I can go through my likes later and then laugh at my own likes. But like for Instagram and stuff, like if people can benefit from me giving them a little like, a little double tap, it doesn't hurt me anything,
Yeah. Like boost someone's confidence, make them think that they like look good. Like, oh, this person looks ugly, I'm not gonna like it. Like, no, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's a bad way to go about it. I usually just like it and move on. Like it doesn't hurt me to like,
Well, now I feel like an awful person, dude.
Yeah.
Nate, I don't even think Nate likes my posts when I post.
I don't like many things. I mean, I like them, but I don't like physically like them. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Especially if you like it, actually in real life, you should just double tap it.
I mean, I do like my fair share of pictures, but like, I don't consciously think about like, oh, I need to give this a personal like for posting when I'm like scrolling. If that makes any sense.
I usually consciously think of like not liking something. Like depending on the person that posted, I'll just be like, I'm gonna keep scrolling on this one. Or like if now people are gonna think like if I didn't like their posts that I just hate them, but like sometimes I just don't go on Instagram for a couple days, so that
Yeah.
may be it too. But yeah,
All
usually
right,
I'm just on a roll and I just like everything.
I have a related question. This might get into like grinds my gears, but like on a very public profile, like Taylor Swift or the Chicago Bears or like something like that on Instagram, and their post comes on your feed. Do you like those photos? Like physically like them?
Craig, you
And
can
if
go
so,
first.
why? Why in the world
Craig, you
is
can
it
go first. What
necessary?
what do you think?
I'd say very rare. So it's like weird. Like it's much less common, and if it is, it's something I'm pumped about. Like if the Vikings, that's a bad example. I'm mad about that. Let's say like some Timberwolves lost last night, but like Anthony Edwards was phenomenal, and it's just like highlight clips of him, and I'm like actually excited about that, and it like makes me want to cry less because they lost again last night. Then I will like it because it got me excited. I don't follow many artists like music creators.
I would say, yeah, I don't usually like big accounts because the reason that I give out likes is like to make others feel better, I guess. So I don't need to make the
Yeah,
Chicago Bears feel better by liking their posts, you know.
yeah,
Like
I'll just keep scrolling.
some people that I follow, like you can see your own followers like if they like that type of stuff. And I have like some people who just religiously like those pages, and I'm just mind blown. I don't
Yeah, I
really
mean,
get
I'm definitely not about that, but maybe they think that like the celebrity will see like, oh, Nate Morehauser liked my post, like I should reach out via DMs or something.
He's like all my posts since 2007. I might give him tickets.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where people's heads are at with that situation, but I'm definitely like a scroll first type of mentality when it comes to celebrities.
I
Do
don't
you
know
want
why it bothers me that much either, but I just thought of it now.
Yeah,
like what account makes you the most mad when you see that?
I think like the Bears,
The
like I have
Bears.
some friends who are Bears fans that just like, and maybe, but I don't, if I'm really pumped about something, I won't like it, but I'll like share it to my story.
Okay, that's fair, and I guess I do that more. But like Justin Fields played well,
Oh yeah,
one day.
if it's
Like,
like a Justin Fields picture, I'll definitely
yeah,
share.
it's like gas that man up right now.
Yeah. So I don't know, different strokes.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Do you guys have a good grinds my gears this week, or is it just me again? Probably.
Well, you go with yours, and I'll probably get something off of that.
Okay. My grinds my gears. I think you both. I specifically held it for this episode because I think you both will disagree, and I'm always here for controversy. My grinds my gears is when people pay to run in events. Like, why are places charging to run like a 5, 10K or like a half marathon or a full marathon? Like, I'm going to do this running event where I'm like literally dying running to the finish line. And you're going to charge me money to do it? Like, I haven't done those events because number one, I'm lazy. Number two, I'm fat and out of shape. Number three, I'm definitely not paying to run. So that's my grinds my gears this week. Let's hear both of your thoughts because you're both avid runners.
That's not true. I do not like running, but the reason I don't like running is because I paid to run in the marathon, and it was the most pain I've ever experienced. But the best feeling I ever had in my entire life is after finishing that, chowing down food for 4 hours afterwards. Like, you ever think about the hungriest you've ever been and how good that food tasted? Imagine that times 10. That's what it's like to finish a marathon and eat food for free. That's what I paid for. I paid for a medallion, which is like stupid. Okay, I don't need a trophy or whatever, but I paid for that food and beer at the end.
Yeah.
So that's what I think my money goes towards.
I think
And it was well worth it.
I think the best food has ever tasted for me, since you asked, thanks for asking,
Yeah.
was Raising Cane's in Lincoln, Nebraska after our flag football games. I think that was the best food I've ever tasted. I was probably the hungriest I've ever been. And just dunking those tendies in the sauce for the first time in my life. It was like having your first child, bro. It was just inspirational.
Imagine eating that all afternoon for free.
All right, that's fair. Okay, Nate, what are your thoughts?
All right. So my first point, those things are usually big fundraisers. So that's the whole part of it, I think. Like you don't want to raise money for cancer. That's basically what you just said.
They are not. No, a majority of them are not fundraisers, dude. What are they doing with that
But
money?
they have a fundraising component for sure. Like
Yeah,
half
probably.
of your entry fee goes to whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. I want you to send proof for
Okay.
the next calendar year of every race and show what the division of funds is.
All right. My second point is definitely agreeing with Craig. You get like some you get free beer at the end. Some I just finished a half marathon in October. I got a full pulled pork sandwich. Like that doesn't sound
Dude.
good after a run, but like I devoured it.
Okay, here's the thing. You say it's free food and free beer. It's not, because you're paying $100 to run a marathon and die and
It's
then to eat
included.
after. That's like
That's
when
what I'm
that
saying.
that gives me memories of when you asked me to volunteer. Craig, Nate asked me, he had the audacity to ask me to volunteer at an event at the Des Moines Golf and Country Club, where I would have to pay to volunteer, but then they give me a free shirt or something. And I was like, that is not volunteering. Number one, it's paying to work. And number two, it's not a free shirt because I'm paying money to do it. But he was so excited about it. I'm like, dude, this is a scam.
I don't remember that at all,
The
but I
Solheim
probably
Cup.
Nate's running
Oh
golf pyramid
yeah,
schemes
yeah,
now.
yeah. The salon. That's different, dude. Come on. I would pay to volunteer at the salon over and over again.
You guys are big pin the number on your chest type of guys.
But Dave, you got to think they hire all these policemen to block all this traffic. You gotta buy all the medallions, as stupid as you think those are. You gotta pay like the elite guys who show up to run these races, like top 3 or 4 or whatever of these like world renowned runners get prize money.
Yeah, my money.
Well, like that's what makes it so fun is like the amount of people that run it. It wouldn't be fun if like 25 people ran it.
No, I get that it's like a big exciting thing to do for people that enjoy running, psychopaths. But
No, but
I
I
just
agree with you to an extent. Like mile 12, and I'm like, oh my god, I paid $100 to do this. It definitely doesn't feel good.
I definitely I understand like it's an event and like there's a lot of excitement about it, but like you will never catch me paying to run. I promise you that.
That's fair.
If the Biggest Loser calls me and tells me they'll pay my entry fee, maybe I'll try it someday. But as of right now, you won't see me running a marathon.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of in the middle. Like the food made it worth it for me because it was that much better, but paying $100 for a bunch of food is expensive. I did get a really nice pair of comfy socks though.
Oh dang.
So
You know where those socks are?
that's
still,
like
Craig, or
$8, you know.
Did you lose them? Do you still know where they are?
I think they're up in Minnesota, but they're nice.
Those are
They're
great.
green.
Yeah, super useful
They're
socks. Great.
Commemorative grandma's marathon socks.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's fine. That's just my grinds my gears. I thought it was appropriate for the audience. So thanks for your thoughts. I appreciate the discussion. Either you guys have any grinds my gears, or should we move on to something else?
All right.
Right.
I
Go ahead,
one
Nate.
happened like 3 minutes ago. Or actually, no, tonight though.
It's
Like-
every time I open my mouth is your grinds my
No,
gears.
no. This is another homeowner thing. So I live on a corner, and there's always these people that'll just park right, like right on the curb, right next to my house, and just sit in their car. It sounds super creepy, but like, and then I let my dog go out in the yard, and he's an absolute psycho. So he will just lose his mind if somebody is parked right on the curb there. And this lady tonight was just like on her iPad playing a game, like smoking a cigarette, and she sat there for like 30 minutes. Like, is that a normal, like, am I missing something? Was she waiting for somebody?
Maybe you're being watched by the feds, dude.
And this lady every morning at like 6 a.m., I think she's like a home nurse, and she does like rounds around here because I always see her like writing up a report at like 6 a.m., but she'll always do it right outside. And my dog wakes me up like every morning barking at this lady because he thinks this nurse is going to come attack us.
Maybe you should use the dog as an excuse and just say, hey, my dog is actually prescribed cocaine and he doesn't like when you sit outside my house. So can you move?
Beware of dog, don't park on my curb.
Yeah, maybe that's an idea. You can use the dog as an excuse.
But yeah, I don't have a solution for that.
And you don't live by like any restaurants or anything where like people are like using parking for that.
Yeah, I'm just in a neighborhood by a cemetery. I don't know why people want to park over here.
Because they're
Maybe
visiting.
they want to go get engaged at the cemetery.
They're visiting their loved ones. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Thank you for participating in Grinds My Gears, Craig. It seems like you might have something.
Yeah, have I talked about the vet?
No, I don't think so.
This one's appropriate for Nate because he has a dog. But my girlfriend's dog, when we were gone one time, got hold of the remote, bit into it, and got acid burn on his tongue. So, batteries have bad things in them. So his tongue was, burning. It wasn't terrible. He only had a little bite, a little nibble, but we still had to take him in because that's, pretty bad for your body to just have battery acid. And sometimes it is a lot more.
Are we talking triple A's, double A's?
Triple A, so small,
Yeah,
but
okay.
yeah. And sometimes the dog actually eats a battery, and that's like super dangerous. But so this wasn't like, we still had to take him in though. I came home and we'd actually both played volleyball. Got home at like 11:30, and we found him. We're like, oh, come on. So we looked up this, there's not many vets open at that time. We found an ER vet. Go in. It's super sketchy. It's behind it like a super cheap hotel, like a Motel 8, just in Louisville.
The dude just wrote like vet with chalk on the brick wall behind the Walmart.
And we go in, and it's like a haunted medical office from like the 60s. Like everything's out of date, super discolored. Cupboards are like withering away. There's super dim lighting. We go in, and we're like, hey, our dog just bit into battery. We're talking to the vet, and my girlfriend was pretty nervous, and she's just like, is he going to be okay? He's like, I don't know.
That's reassuring.
And walked away. She's like, whoa, is my dog going to die? And he said, I don't know, and walked away again. And we're like, what the heck? Like, if you're like, he just bit into a battery, he should be fine. He came back like 20 minutes later with medicine. He's like, no, in like my 60 years, like no dog that's bitten a battery is like, it's all healed. It's fine. But like, we were freaking out for like 10 minutes. Like, are we gonna is our dog gonna die?
Yeah. He comes back. He's like, I just Googled it. He should be fine.
Yeah. Like, no, like you could have told us this like 10 minutes ago, like everything's okay. We're fine. And it was like, super late at night. We're freaking out. So that's my grandma gears. Vets who don't reassure that your dog isn't going to die. That's my grandma gears.
It's good to hear the background of that, because I think last time we tried to do an episode, you texted me and you're like, hey, my dog got into some batteries. We're going to have to postpone. I was like, what are you talking about? Got into some batteries. So, all right. It's good to hear that story. Nate, your grinds my gears reminded me. So when I was biking to and from work, this guy's house that I would bike past every day, it was like, you guys ever see like on your local news stations when you were younger, did they have like speed busters? Was that a thing, or just a thing in Milwaukee?
I think so.
A lot of times like the news stations would go sit on the streets and like use like speed guns and just be like, check that out. 49 miles per hour on a 25.
That's a Milwaukee thing for sure.
But anyways, this dude, like I would ride my bike past this guy's house, and the first time I discovered it, a car was zooming past me at the same time. And this guy was like sitting on his porch, and he gets up, sprints to the edge of his lawn, and just starts screaming and cussing out this car. And I think he's screaming at me. So I like almost fell off my bike in shock. But it turns out he was just like cussing out every car that goes by fast. I thought it was just a one-time thing. Then I noticed him every single day on his porch, just screaming at fast cars. So that just made me think of that. I don't know.
That's awesome.
I kind of relate to Craig's grandma years. Arnie went to the ER vet twice in about a 3-week span back in April. First time he got into like 3/4 a bag of chocolate chips. Second time he got his ear sliced by another dog at a dog park. So yeah, I don't know. I was doing a bunch of research as we were sitting in the car at the ER vet. Vets, their job is like the most depressing job in all of the world. I think so. Him saying I don't know is probably just, I don't know.
This is wild too. So the vet, he was a Vietnamese guy, and I Googled his name. And like 40 years ago, he was basically the head of the Vietnamese FDA, like the equivalent of the FDA in Vietnam. And he just decided to like open a vet ER place in like Kentucky 40 years ago. Wild.
That is strange.
Yeah.
Decided to open a vet behind a Walmart.
Yeah. Super sketchy motel. It's like where we stayed in Nebraska for a flag football.
Yeah, we
Cheapest
stayed at
hotel.
some terrible hotels. Shout
Yeah.
out to Howard Johnson in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Howard Johnson.
I think we walked up to our room. I'll never forget this when we went into our room. They were just the most terrible rooms I've ever seen. It looked like someone was going to harvest our kidneys in the bathroom. And I think it was Josh McInerney that went into the bathroom first. It was just like, dude, I think the maid shit in our toilet and left it there. And I was like, oh God, just flush it, bro. And let's just think it never happened. That was the Howard Johnson for you. Everybody stay away from the Howard Johnson in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Just stay away from Lincoln, Nebraska.
GBR, baby, GBR. Okay, so that brings me to the opposite of that, my bright bulb of the week. Okay, I know I've only done this once, but I'm going to bring it back this week. I was also riding my bike, and I saw this, and I thought, I stopped right then and there, and I added it to my notes app that I was going to do this as my bright bulb of the week. But when I ride my bike home, I go over this bridge, and there's some train tracks, and for the first time, I saw a train going underneath the bridge. Okay, and you don't, as an adult, you don't think much of it, but this little kid, he was walking with his mom, and that he forced her to stop so he could stand on the bridge and just stare at the train as it went past. And I saw from afar that they stopped, and I just like rode past them, and they were just staring at this train go past. And the mom was like tugging on his arm. He was just like, "We got to watch this train." So it made me laugh, made me smile. So that was my bright bulb of the week.
You smiled.
I smiled. Yep.
Good for you. Good
Yeah,
for you.
it's always weird to be like on a bike smiling too. Like I listen to a podcast usually, and it makes me smile, and I just look like a psychopath riding my bike just with a big grin on my face.
You do look like a psychopath.
People are like, "What is wrong with that guy?"
I just heard like some light piano music going on in my head as I was picturing that. You just riding down the hill on your bike.
Yeah.
Away.
Exactly. So it was a nice moment. Anything that you guys have to contribute, or you're just happy all the time? Is your bike bulb always just on?
My bulb is pretty bright. I'm an engaged man, David.
Engaged, works at a golf course for a living. Like, yeah, your bulb is pretty bright.
Now that your bright bulb reminded me, did you guys ever have the like big in like your shopping malls, the big like train sets right in the middle that you could put a quarter in and watch the train like go around the whole set?
Yes.
That I used to always, that was me. I always wanted to stop at that and put a quarter in and watch. I know it's a little bit different, a real train from a mall train, but
the ones that you could ride in?
no, like a small figurine train. And there was like a big display all in like a glass box.
You kind of look like a guy that would have like a train set in his basement and would just like take a lot of pride in getting it to get up and running.
He's gonna put down his registry.
Yeah. Eden's like, why did I just see on the credit card you spent 10 grand on a train set?
I think I have a bunch of like train Christmas ornaments too, like little trains.
Yeah, see, you would have been that little boy just demanding to watch the train go by.
Yeah, that brightens my bulb.
All right, well, this has been fun, Craig. I know it's getting late Eastern time. I didn't know if you guys wanted to do top three today or if Craig, you needed to dip out. What do you think?
That sounds like a good thing to end on.
Okay, let's roll into it. Top three today. I think we're going to go with this one. I'm going to preface this by saying it was Craig's idea, not my idea, but it's going to be potatoes. So top three today of your favorite type of potato. It could be a way it's prepared, whatever it may be. I'm interested to see where this one goes. So Nate, being the guest, you can go first here. We can go, 3, 2, 1 of your order, or we can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll start with number 3. Sweet potato fries.
Oh, okay. Sweet potato fries at number 3 for Nate. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Number 2.
Oh, wait. Do you guys want to go around the horn?
Number 3. Yeah.
Okay. Craig, what do you think?
I'll do my third, and I'm actually jealous because I wish I would have done sweet potato fries for my number 3. I just have French fries.
Okay.
But I actually like sweet potato fries more, so I'm a jealous man, Nate.
You've
got it all.
You
got a house, a woman, and sweet potato fries.
I don't have many sweet potato fries in my life, but I do like them when they come on.
And a small waist from the sweet potato fries. So.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig, what's your favorite French fry though? Like, what place do you like to get fries from?
I think McDonald's.
Okay.
And I don't eat a ton of French fries, but if I do, I want them from there.
I've been seeing on commercials that the new Wendy's fries are favored 2-1 over McDonald's fries, so you should maybe give those a shot.
I'm on a road trip this weekend, so I'll actually probably check that out.
Okay, good. Let's see. My number 3 for potatoes. I'm gonna go mashed potatoes with some butter in there. I think that's my number 3 of the way that I like to prepare some potatoes. So I don't know what you guys think of that, but that's my choice.
Do you like gravy at all?
Yeah, I'm a gravy guy for sure. Potatoes and gravy, but if I had to pick one, it's potatoes and butter.
Okay. Yeah, that was my number 2 actually. So that leads into that pretty easily.
Potatoes and gravy?
Just nice whipped up mashed potatoes, a little chicken gravy on top.
Okay.
Perfect.
That leads into my number 2, which is my aunt's mashed potatoes. This is a poor top 3. I apologize. I didn't realize there'd be so much overlap. I thought there's a lot of potato.
You guys are not
variations.
original at all.
But my next one is, but no, my aunt makes the best mashed potatoes. They're super creamy. They've got some skin still in them. And this might be a little bit of a hot take though. I am not a mashed potatoes and gravy guy. I do not want the gravy. It dilutes the mashed potato. There's enough flavoring in how she makes the mashed potatoes. I don't want the gravy.
I'm not a big skin in my mashed potatoes guy.
Okay.
I like the skin for sure.
You're a skin guy?
Oh yeah.
Okay. My number 2, I am gonna go with hash browns. And if I have to be specific, I'll do hash brown patties. That is my number 2 in ways I like to prepare potatoes.
I don't think I've ever had a hash brown patty.
What, you just have them like the scrambled hash browns?
You're talking about like the rectangle things?
Yeah, like the rectangle things,
Yeah.
Oh, like at
sprinkle
McDonald's.
Sprinkle some Lowry's on there. Yeah, like McDonald's hash browns.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I understand.
What
I've
did you think
definitely
I said? Like on a chicken patty, just a hash brown
I
thing?
was picturing it circular for some reason. I was like, I've never had that.
Like a sausage patty.
Yeah, there's probably hash brown discs.
My family used to call those hash brown patties hash brown, or we called them potato things. Potato things.
Potato things or thins?
Fond of things.
Okay.
So,
You just
I'm a
couldn't
big
think of
fan
anything, but you
potato
can think of
things.
anything better than that than to call them things.
Nope.
Okay. Nate, what's your number 1 way you like potatoes?
Number 1 potato I've ever had is at Drake Diner, the loaded hash browns. They put sour cream and onions and cheese, and it is the greatest thing ever. I don't know why I don't get it more often, but yes, loaded hash browns at Drake Diner.
All right, shout out Drake Diner.
Do you like Drake Diner?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like Drake Diner. It's a good feel. It's a good feel, a good vibe, and it also has some good food. Great shakes.
I always thought it was super overrated, but I guess I'm in the minority there too.
Have you had their cake shakes?
Yeah, their shakes are fire.
Cake shakes are good. Yeah,
I think it is overrated, but it also has like a great Drake feel. Like it's
for a 2-hour wait, like every morning, it's not that good.
I would never wait that long, Craig. Never.
Okay.
If
Good.
they told me longer than 30 minutes, I'm out of there.
Okay, respect. My number 1. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
With my number 1.
Yeah.
My number 1's a little different. I was thinking outside the box. It's actually aquavit, which is like distilled potatoes. It's an alcohol. It's like Scandinavian, kind of like gin. It's a distilled potato that's aged in botanicals. So that's my number 1 way to eat or drink potatoes. What's that?
Spell that for the audience.
Well, there's different spellings based off of like the region or what I don't know. I don't understand all the specifics, but it can be AQUAVIT or AKVAVIT, I think.
That was such like a sweater tied around your waist type answer.
That was out of the box. That was out of the box for sure.
No, I like it though. At least it was original, and you weren't just like, "Hey, I know you guys all just said mashed potatoes, but I'm gonna say mashed potatoes with a little pepper in there."
Yeah. Without gravy.
Yeah.
Unique answer. Tater tots.
Yeah. But okay, that's good, Craig. I mean, I would have personally never thought of it, but because I never heard of it, so.
We'll have to drink some aquavit sometime. You'll hate it.
Potato vodka. I mean, I know of that. Obviously, like in my pharmacy fraternity, our like family drink was Chopin potato vodka. So.
Is that your number 1?
No, absolutely not. I've had some bad experiences with Chopin vodka. My number one is gonna have to be potato chips.
Oh,
If I'm going regular, I'm going Ruffles. If I'm going with a little zest to them, Flamin' Hot Chips.
those are good.
So yeah, that's my choice. I love the potato chip. If you know the story of how potato chips started, it was like an accident, and they just sliced potatoes a little too thin, and turned into an amazing invention. So shout out those guys, whoever invented it.
Shout
Potato
out
chips
mistake.
didn't even cross my mind. That's a great answer.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Scandinavian potato preparations didn't cross my mind either. So I think we all had some good value to add to this potato top three.
Except for mashed potatoes, but maybe it's fair that they were all chosen because it's just one of the best ways
Quality.
Yeah, I mean,
to
mashed
eat food.
potatoes are classic.
I'm glad no one said baked potato. That's
See, I was about to say I'm surprised
Overrated.
you guys didn't say baked potatoes. I don't know. I like baked potatoes with like some steak.
it's pretty
Yeah,
solid.
but
Sour cream and butter.
No, I'm not a sour cream guy. Not a sour cream guy.
Just butter and salt
Sour
and pepper.
cream is so filthy to me. I don't know why, but it's just disgusting.
my thing with like just a whole potato, like a loaded potato or whatever, is like there's things I'd just rather have. Like with a steak, I'd rather have like asparagus and mushrooms.
Okay. That's a sweater tied around your waist answer too. No, I think my dad's a big mushroom with his steaks kind of guy too. So an
Shout out
advanced
Tom.
palate, I think. Yeah. I'm not a mushroom guy either. I'm a picky eater. I mean, you guys know that, but all right, well, let's wrap it up. Craig's got to get to bed. Nate, thank you for joining us. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun as well. It's always a good time on Peaked in College for sure. Episode 8, you guys have anything to say as your departing message?
Go Dogs. I'm excited for the basketball season to get underway. Hope to talk to you guys soon. Other than interview form.
Can't wait to see you body painting at the Loyola game. I'll find a squad for you.
Me and Phil will be front row.
I'll be watching on ESPN3 for the random guy with blue paint, the K, standing, jumping around by himself in the crowd.
And everyone around him being
Yeah, double fisting beers. All right, boys. Have a good night. It was fun chatting. Thank you all for listening. Hopefully you listened to the entire episode of Peaked in College, episode 8.
All right.
Thanks, guys. This was great. Have a
Take
good night.
care.